So what is the difference between the div tag and the span tag?
Yeah.
What do you mean by the box model in CSS? This is the API, api.github.com/user/user ID. You have to fetch the data from this API. Now, the final task that you have to do is rather than giving the user ID directly, you have to create an input box above the wrapper
Okay.
so that once you and you have to ask the user about the GitHub ID. So once the user add the user ID and press the enter button, then these details will be visible. I hope you are understand the problem clearly.
Yeah, I understand the problem.
Okay, so just implement. This is the last task that you have to do.
Okay, fine. So this is the ID, right? And this is the ID. Sorry, this is the ID,
Yes,
right? Okay. So let us first of all make the input box. Can I make here? Uh,
it should be outside this wrapper now. Outside this
okay, fine.
div,
Okay,
above the div now.
okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Let us make some input box, and type will be text, and just give some placeholder so that the user get to know that what to enter.
Okay.
User ID,
GitHub ID
right?
should be the better word.
GitHub ID, right? And let us put one button. Uh, it should be submit, right?
Okay.
And let us give some margin so that, right? Okay. So here we have to use an event which is on change.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because if let's say user have type something, it will be with what we say the event will be called,
Got
and
it.
after,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, on change, and say handle change, and I'm making one arrow function. It will have an event, and let us first console dot event event dot target dot value. It contain our the value which is in the input box, right?
Yeah. You can clear the console first to show the value.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
can see that we are getting the values, right?
Got it.
And we have to use one more state variable for storing this value, right? Input, or we can say GitHub ID, GitHub, GitHub ID, set GitHub ID. In starting, we are providing empty string,
Okay.
and and we have to use one more event listener which is on click, because we have to show that after clicking this button, this ID should be visible, right? This ID should be crawled.
Got it.
That's why we are using on click, and mm, uh, handle on click, or on click. Okay. And we have to set this value, right? So we will be using set GitHub ID to create dot target dot value. So we are getting all the values in this variable GitHub ID,
Yeah.
and okay, and Okay.
You have to call the get data function with that user ID.
Okay. And yeah, I have to call this function. Okay, fine. Wait. Let's get data, and I have to call this one. And then from click. Mm, okay, and we have to use, yeah, template literals. We have to use template literals here so that we can use our variable here, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. GitHub ID. And for better UI, we can do one thing that until we don't get our data, we should hide these things because these things are only
That's not a
useful when
problem
we.
for now. I can understand, but our first focus would be on the MVP.
Okay, fine. Okay, so let me copy the URL. Mhm. This is one is right.
Yeah. Don't writing in this way. Don't write it in this way. Write it one by one. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So should I reload it?
I'm telling you. Write capital V I S H L. Right. V I. I'm telling you. V I S H A L. Are you seeing the console?
Yeah, so we have to use debouncing and throttling concept here
Why do you need that? You can do better
because
thing.
yeah, so the need is that because we are calling our API on every input change, right?
No, you are doing something else. You
Okay.
are calling the API if only and only when you click the submit button. Okay?
Yeah,
You are not calling the
yeah.
API. What you are doing is find out.
Okay. GitHub ID. GitHub. And its value should be GitHub ID.
First of all, you can clear the console.
Wait. Mm, Documentation URL.
Okay, so let me give you a
Okay,
simple
fine.
hint. The very first thing is you are using a div inside the input and the button. What you should do is you should know about the semantic stacks and you should use the form instead of this div. Second thing is you don't need a two event handler on change and on click. You just need an on submit button so that once you write it, click the submit and it should perform. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so I should use one submit, right? Okay, fine. Got it.
are you sure? Do you know where on submit is used?
Handle on click.
Do you heard of a form semantic form tag?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Uh, so for that I have to make form, right? I
Yeah.
have not used this form tag very much. That's why.
No problem. So, okay. So do one thing. I have given the hint that you have to use the form tag, but you can do it without the form tag as well. So, yeah, try to do it without the form.
Yeah. So I am getting the responses now.
No,
Start.
you are not getting.
Okay, let me know. First, let me check with this.
Here is a problem. Okay, you don't have to write the complete. Just click. Just drop down the console. You will see the error.
Okay, wait a minute.
Type.
Why is it really
Are
for
you seeing the
wish?
error? Okay, so let me give you a hint. You don't have to add the on change event on the input. So what we generally do is we use a form and add an event on the form on submit, and whenever this input handling happens, we handle on the on submit event, not on the on change or on the on click. Okay, but you can do the better way. If you don't heard about the form, no problem. On change, you are changing the value, and on submit,
Yeah.
you are handling that value. But the problem occurs in the side effect. So you are calling the function if and only if like once, but
Button
you
clicks.
should, yeah, you should call the function every single time the GitHub ID change. So the problem occurs
Okay,
in the dependency ID.
now it's working. I think this works.
Um, Let me know the use case of this handle on click. Uh, Handle on click just call the get data click. It doesn't make any sense. Can you
Yeah,
skip that?
yeah. Get data. We can use direct get data. And
Okay,
I
so
think it's
now you have find the problem. Okay, I hope now you have
yeah,
find the problem. The only problem that is remaining is you are changing the input every. You are calling the API every single time. Now you don't
yeah.
need to use a throttling or debouncing concept. What you have to do is on click change the this input text to like this input target value to GitHub ID. Don't change the input ID on every single change on the input. Change it if and only if you click the button.
Okay, fine.
Can you
So
do
now I have
that?
to remove. Yeah, now I have to remove this one, and now I have to use this button.
You have to use
And
on
I,
click, not on submit.
oh yeah, click of this button. On click of this button, get data will be get data function will be called. Right? Okay. Go the data. I think it solves the problem.
Okay, so now let me know what's the use case of this side effect.
So the first use case is that whenever we want to call the what we can say API only once, then we can use this dependency array. Because if
Do
we not
you
pass this dependency array, then it will call our API again and again. But here we have what we can say that here we have used on click. That's why here this is not necessary here.
okay? So you can remove that.
Yeah.
Cool. Just remove it.
Uh,
Let me give you a simple hint. You don't write if loading something like that. You use conditional rendering here. So loading data should only be visible once you click the submit button. So just fix this and you are good to go.
Oh, I can't understand you.
Okay, so what you have to do at initial state, the input box and the submit button should be visible. Okay, once you click on the submit, then the API will call. Okay, when you click the submit, then API will be called. Now, from the calling the API and getting the response from the API, at that point of time only the loadings will be visible.
Mm,
Understand?
okay, let me try. Mm, okay, good, good, done. First, it's visible, right?
Yeah.
Mm, mm, sorry. Mm, mm, data. Mm, I think it will work. What is there? Mm, not found. And then get data, async function, method loading true, and after getting the data, I'm making some calls. I think
Why
it
it's
should
not
work,
working?
but mm,
Just tries to put this line number 22 at the line number 14 before the get data, and the set loading false after this get data.
still it's not working. Let me reload it. Ah, got it.
Did you see the loading time? Loading text?
Oh yeah,
Press.
but I
Just
think internet speed is very fast. That's why we can't see that.
okay, no problem. So cool. The thing here is again, you're not rendering the UI right. Okay, just scroll down and
Okay,
just remove all the text from the input box or reload the UI. Okay, reload it and see. Currently, it's a checkout profile. If I click on
yeah,
this, it should not work. If I can't find the followers and following, it should not be visible. So yeah, you
yeah.
have to
Here
make
we
this.
can, yeah, here we can use our conditional rendering.
Yes.
That if we have GitHub ID, then and then only you should return this.
Okay. Just check out. Just write any alphabet. See. See, you can see like you haven't tried the complete and it's so this. So it should be GitHub ID or something else.
Okay, wait. Okay, it's not loading. Mm, Okay, it should be user data. User data. Uh, User data. Not equal to. Give me a minute. I got this. I used as one property only, so that I can check that data is there or not, and then
Okay,
I compared
cool.
it with undefined, and then I used this short circuit operator, so that if this is true, then and then only this component will be visible. But if this is not true, then this component will not be visible.
Thank you, Ankush, for taking part in this mock interview. I really appreciate your effort and you answered the question really well. I advise you to concentrate more on the HTML and CSS. On HTML, learn more about the semantic stacks, and on CSS, learn more about the CSS box model and the position and the display property. All these are good, and you answer question really well when it comes to the JavaScript part. But you should work on HTML, CSS as well. And you are like your communication was also clear, so that's also a good point. Overall, best of luck for your related interviews.